Recorded at the St. Brigid Centre for the Arts, located in Ottawa's Lower Town, this is the St. Brigid Sessions. St. Brigid Centre for the Arts is located in St. Brigid's, a former church built in 1890 and is located at 310 St. Patrick Street. St. Brigid Sessions are brought to you by Brigid's Well, a pub located in the basement of the centre and accessible by the entrance on Cumberland Street. Brigid's Well opens at 4 p.m. Wednesday through Sunday. My name is Stephen Neal. And our guest today on the St. Brigid Sessions is Lynn Miles. Welcome to the sessions.
Thank you, Steve. Very good to be here.
Well, we'll have time to chat here throughout the sessions, but how about first we begin with a couple of songs.
All right. The sky's not blue, it's indigo. That's not a tree, it's a willow. I'm not quiet, I'm deep. I don't cry, I want the whole bottle, not just a shot. I don't want a little, I want a lot. I don't want rain, I want a downpour, 'cause I don't want less, more stars, more sun, more truth, more love, more kisses, more spring. I just want more of everything. I don't want the evening, I want midnight. I don't want to argue, I want to fight. Don't show me the outside of your heart, I want to see the core, 'cause I don't want less, I want more stars, more sun, more truth, more love, more kisses, more spring. Just one more of everything. I just want more of everything. All right, this song is called 3 Chords and the Truth. I cut my heart wide open and I spilled all my blood, spent my money and my youth, and I jumped into the well and I made my own hell. I was looking for 3 chords chords and the truth. I found the door to my freedom and a house filled with flames. Found the key to my restless blues. I lost my innocence and verve. I found my courage and my nerve. I was looking for 3 chords and the truth. I couldn't buy a laugh, I couldn't pay my bills, but I was willing to pay my dues. I learned my limitations, my lessons and frustrations. Well, I was looking for 3 chords and the truth. Sacrifices, and I played their games, and I believed every lie without proof. I sang my songs, I strummed my strings, lost and found everything. Well, I was looking for 3 chords and the truth. Look from every angle, every mountain and every valley, every city, every roof. Now I'm still out here on the road, still trying to break the code, still looking for 3 chords and the truth. Still looking, 3 chords and the truth.
It's Lynn Miles here on the St. Brigid Sessions, here on CKCU 93.1 FM. And would you like to tell us what 2 songs we heard? I think we figured out the last one.
Yes. The first one was called More, and the second one was 3 chords and the truth.
Really, I'm glad that you played 3 chords and the truth, because it always struck me as a song that sort of a journey to confidence in terms of your journey to figure out how you wanted to write songs or get into that business. And it's interesting that this first song, More, is really a very strong declaration of want or confidence. It's very, that's the way I hear it, but is that the way that you intended More to be?
Well, More for me is about going through the aging process, because I'm almost 58. And there's a thing that happens, I think, with a lot of people as we age. We tend to kind of start to turn in, and we don't go out as much, and we get quieter. And that my fear was that was going to happen to me, and so I kind of wrote a cheerleading song for myself to encourage myself to go out and also to be mindful to, when you drink a cup of coffee, taste the coffee and look at the trees and really see the trees. It's just sort of like a reminder to myself that I should pay attention and be mindful and be in the moment.
Well, there's a lot of things that you reference too in that song. That's just sometimes the beauty of where you are and what you're surrounded by, too. But has your confidence your confidence has grown over the years?
I mean, I'm definitely an introvert. I'm an extroverted introvert. So, and when I started out singing and playing, I was very, very shy. And I took singing lessons from an opera teacher, not because I wanted to become this great singer. I just wanted to be able to project, because my voice was so quiet. I was so soft-spoken. And so that helped. And then, I've played so many shows in so many different venues, and I call it defending my thesis. I feel like if I write a song and then I play it in front of an audience and it goes over well, I feel like I've defended my thesis. And also if I'm able to, if an interviewer asks me, what's the purpose of this song, I feel like I know what the song is about. I've investigated it, I've invested myself into it, and I can defend my thesis and explain what the song is about.
Well, but then too, on Three Chords and the Truth, you conclude that you're still out there on the road, still trying to break the code.
Well, my theory also is that I don't think you should ever drop your guard and think that you're done. I think it's really important to stay interested and keep investigating and always be curious and always want to be a better songwriter or a better painter or whatever it is you're doing.
Right.
To not rest, to never rest, because I think that's also part of staying youthful and staying part of something. And Three Chords and the Truth is really, it's an acceptance of where I am in my career and where I am in my life, but also knowing that I still haven't, I'm not in the Tower of Song with Leonard Cohen or Hank Williams, but that's where I aspire to be. So I keep working towards that.
And are you more able, or have you changed? Like, so when you write a new song, are you quicker to share that song with somebody than you were previously, or?
That's a good question. I still need to sit with it, and I need to play it, and I need to make sure. When I'm writing songs, kind of my favorite thing to do is to make sure that every single word is the right word. And I look to Leonard Cohen as the king of that, and Joni Mitchell as the queen of always finding the perfect image and the perfect word. And so I also aspire to that. I work really hard on making sure there aren't any unnecessary words or empty words. And the song More, actually, is also about songwriting, but I stole a little bit from Stephen King. So he has a book called On Writing, and he talks about when you're writing, you have an opportunity to express something, and he knows what he's good at. He says, I might not be the greatest writer in the world, but I know when there's an opportunity to say something, I don't say tree, I say willow tree.
Right.
Or say willow instead of tree, because it's instantly more evocative.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's the part of songwriting that I love, is to find the word instead of tree, willow,
Right.
or chair, rocker, or blue, indigo. Whatever is the more sort of evocative, cinematic word. I love doing that.
That it certainly comes through on the song More, because you can really pick that up. And it creates all kinds of images and perhaps different meanings to different people too.
Yes, well, I also think that's, the role of a songwriter, I think, is to play the song and allow the audience to have their own special movie going on in their head. And each movie in each head will be completely different because of their own life experiences, right?
Yeah.
But the emotion might feel the same. Yeah. But the image of the willow tree, my willow tree is different from your willow tree, is different from that person's willow tree. And that's part of the joy of listening to music or going to an art show or seeing a film, is that you get to make these references to your own experience.
And so then when you're also then finding the right words, how do you marry that with the music?
Well, that's the fun part too.
Okay.
Well, when I was writing More, I thought I wanted a big melody, mm-hmm. because more, to me, there was a song called More Than the World Has Known, and it's a big melody too. But I wanted something that would be expressive and would step out, so it would, the verse is kind of here, and then the chorus just steps out. More stars, and I sang stars I wrote stars as the first word, so I thought, well, I'll look up. More stars, so I did that melodically. Yeah. More sun, and the sun is a little bit lower. Yeah. Okay. So I was sort of doing this thing about looking up and looking out with the melody.
Have these been skills that you've picked up along the way, or is this a natural thing to you?
I think that some of this is something I was born with, because I used to sing in my crib. Mm-hmm. I used to write little songs for myself. But I also think I've worked really hard at it. I'm also a voracious reader and an investigator, and I'm always trying to figure out how Dylan writes a song, or who's ever out there, how did that song get written? So I'm a student of songwriting for sure.
And being a voracious reader, does that then gives you topics to write about?
Absolutely. Yeah, I think it's important if you're a writer to be a reader.
Have you ever thought about extending the writing beyond a song to perhaps short stories or?
Yes, I've written some very horrible short stories and some really bad poetry. I also paint, and I'm probably the worst painter in the world. So sometimes you don't write songs. Sometimes you go out and take photographs, or you paint, or you write, and you don't judge. It's just an exercise to get the creative juices flowing. So I like that. So that I do that, and I never show things to people. I think I have a painting hanging in my bathroom, but very few people have been in my bathroom. So.
Do you think? Well, and as you, your words, as you become older and you become more introverted, and maybe fewer and fewer people will see that, but hopefully one day maybe we'll see your paintings or read a short story.
I don't know.
But do you still find, is it still not easy, because I don't think it is easy, but is it, you're still writing?
Yeah, I feel like it's an obsession.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
I never go through a dry period. I've never had writer's block. It's kind of the one thing I know how to do. I've never cleaned an oven. I don't have pets or children or plants. I just write songs. So it's just the thing that gives me joy, and so I'm always doing it.
Okay, well, how about we hear a couple more songs?
Okay.
First, I'd just like to remind people that they are listening to the St. Brigid Sessions and watching the St. Brigid Sessions, recorded here at the St. Brigid Center for the Arts and broadcast on CKCU 93.1 FM. And the St. Brigid Sessions are brought to you by Brigid's Well, a pub located right here in the basement of St. Brigid's, which is a former church. My name is Stephen Neal, and our performer is Lynn Miles. Do you want to introduce this song, or
yes,
that we're going to play next? And as you do, I'll just
all right, you'll wander
exit
back
off the stage.
All right. This is a song called High Heels in the Snow, and something like this. Daddy was a drunk, big and sad and mean. Her mother died 4 years back. She was a local beauty queen. So Sandy came down from Thunder Bay just 2 years ago. She's always high as a kite and low as the moon in her high heels in the snow. She's as tough as nails, and her heart is numb. Most days she feels nothing at all. She's been thinking of home 'cause it's Christmas time, but she could not take the call. So it's another night and another trick. You sell your body and they steal your soul. When you're 16 years old and you're out on the streets in your high heels in the snow. Shoppers put their bags in cars, but they don't hang around. They drive off to Christmas parties in a better part of town. And the office ladies from down the block file out and wave as they go, laughing at each other as they slip and they slide in their high heels in the snow. It's been 1,000 tough nights and 100 tough fights just trying to survive. Her best friend went missing. Nobody cares if she's dead or alive, 'cause a hooker's life means nothing. Lots of people will tell you so. So she's out in the dark all by herself in her high heels in the snow. There's not a lot of second chances when you take the wrong turn. Out on these angry streets, it's a hard lesson learned. When you hate yourself and you hate the world, you think there's nowhere else to go. You can't run from danger in high heels in the snow. Well, Sandy is not walking now, but soon she'll be going home. She's lying still in the frozen ground, cold and all alone. They found her body face down just 2 hours ago. The radio said she looked like a broken doll in her high heels in the snow. And the radio says it's gonna turn cold, it's going down to 20 below. But there'll be somebody taking her place tonight in high heels in the snow. There will be somebody's mother, somebody's sister, somebody's lover and somebody's friend. There will be somebody taking her place tonight in high heels in the snow. Okay, here's a little tune called How to Be Alone. Sit out on the porch, staring at the sky, trying to count the stars and the fireflies. Nobody ever calls, nobody's dropping by. They were all your friends, they don't even try. The nights are longer now, the days are all the same. My future's in my hands, 'cause I'm the one to blame. I know why you left, there's no need to explain. I play that movie in my head while I'm listening to the rain. Just tell me how to be alone, 'cause there's no book of rules. Just tell me how to be alone. I never took that class in school. Tell me how to be alone, 'cause that's the future that I've earned. I'm gonna have to learn how to be alone. Be the same with somebody new, never giving in. I know you know it's true that I would screw it up the way I always do. I won't change for someone else if I couldn't change for you. So tell me how to be alone, 'cause there's no book of rules. Just tell me how to be alone. I never took that class in school. Tell me how to be alone, 'cause that's the future that I've earned. I'm gonna have to learn how to be alone.
Lynn Miles here on the St. Brigid Sessions here on CKCU 93.1 FM with the song How to Be Alone. And in before that, we heard High Heels in the Snow, which I think came off your winter series.
That's right.
Or your winter album.
Yeah, that's definitely, well, I wanted to write a series of songs about winter, and that's definitely the darkest one on the record.
Yeah, well, it's a very intense song. Is that written from something you read in the paper or something you've seen or a friend? Is there a personal connection to it?
I used to live in the market here in Ottawa, and near this church, actually, back in the day when there were a lot of prostitutes in this neighborhood. And I used to come out in the wintertime, and I'd see these gorgeous women in their high heels in the snow working their trade. And I thought, I remember that image from a long time ago. It took me like 25 years to write the song, but it always stayed with me. And whenever I saw prostitutes in the winter, I think about that. I think about how everything about it is incredibly dark and sad, and it's very Canadian to be standing out when it's minus 20, being a hooker out on the streets. And so I just wanted to write that song. And actually I wanted to play it tonight because of the neighborhood that we're in. It was this neighborhood, and many fond memories, but that was one of the memories for sure.
And do you think that How to Be Alone, do you think that's a dark song too?
No. Yes. I think it's, well, I didn't write that song. You'll think I'm lying, but it's not about me. I'm actually, I had this vision of this person who's really screwed up a lot of things and ends up being alone and really screwed up the one big relationship that they really wanted, and so they've decided to be alone rather than attempt it with anybody else. And it's from my Downpour record, and I searched for a long time to find the image for the cover, and to me the cover, the image I found was by an artist in central Ontario. I went to the McMichael Gallery, and they were having a sale of local artists, and I found this painting, and it was just a lonely little house in a very dark sky and a big field, and I thought that was where the person lived in this song. So it wasn't me. Right. It was this person, this imaginary person.
Well, one thing I read, it may have been off your website, somebody had made the comment that you're able to take sort of everyday experiences that can be complex, and now I'm using my own words, and translate them into a way that people can relate. And in that song, How to Be Alone, I never went to this school. And I think all of us have been in a situation with whatever way, how do I not get out of this, that you're in big trouble, but
how do I learn how to
what
live
do
with
I do?
What? Yeah. Well, we don't learn, we're really supposed to be partnered, and we're supposed to be surrounded by people. And if you see, even I used to go to movies by myself all the time, and before I did that, when I was at movies with my friends, I'd see somebody walk in and feel sad for them because they were alone. But now that I'm a person that goes to movies by myself, I think, oh God, freedom. I can sit here and I don't have to talk to a person about what's happening, or have a little post-mortem after the movie. So it's all perspective, but I think we're taught to be, to couple and to be in communities, and this person in this song just decided that it wasn't worth it because he'd lost the person that he cared about the most. One
thing that you mentioned earlier in the session here was, Stephen King. You wrote learned from him in a book that he wrote. Now you've had a career as a songwriter, but specifically as a songwriter in places like, I think, LA, and you lived in Austin, and did I read you've lived in Nashville as well?
I never lived in Nashville, but I had a publishing deal there, and I used to go there a lot and write co-writes with other people. Did you pick up, who as a songwriter that influenced you or taught you something that maybe we don't know about? Wow, that's a good question. I remember one time going to a songwriting workshop. It was just a talk, actually, by these really heavy-duty Nashville guys, and I can't remember their names, I'm sorry, but they were hit songwriters. Mm-hmm. And I remember them talking about how important the title of the song was, and I realized that I was already doing that. I tend to write from the title. I tend to get an idea like How to Be Alone, and that'll be my title, and then I'll write from the title, and that'll be what the chorus is. That's sort of the meat of the chorus, is how to be alone, and the line is repeated. That's a very natural way of, a Hank Williams kind of way of writing as well. And so when I heard them saying that, I thought it sort of validated what I was doing, and that was I felt I needed that at the time. It was like a little B12 shot, songwriting shot. But I think like every song, you know, I've listened to so much music. I feel like everything I've listened to has had some kind of impact in a good way, or I think, okay, no, I don't want to do that. I want to do this.
And so you've picked up things from songwriters and people around you, and you're also now in that position where you are, is mentoring a fair words, of some songwriters based here just in Ottawa or across Canada or Ontario?
I do songwriting workshops, so I've done them on the East Coast and in Alberta. I don't know if I've done any. I think I did one out on the West Coast. And I also teach at Carleton University. I have some students there. So it's definitely a big part of my life right now.
How did you transform, or not transform, but how did you get into that? Because I'm curious, and I don't want to get really into the details of how the industry's changed a lot.
Oh my God.
And did you get into that just as a way of, you know, there are fewer venues, avenues, I got to figure something out? And
Well, it is a revenue source, but it's also, I mean, I enjoy it. If I didn't enjoy it, I wouldn't do it, because it would be terrible for the students. But I do enjoy doing it. I love talking about songwriting, and but it is, you know, it's part of my revenue stream at this point in my life. Yeah, the business has changed so much, and I feel like even in the last year it's changed some more.
Have you figured out the online thing yet, or?
No, well, I sell things online. I mean, I'm doing it. I'm not very computer savvy, but I'm trying to learn how to be. I'm trying to adapt. You know, I think that's the key.
Yeah.
I don't know that it's going to ever be like it was, and I think I lived in a golden age for songwriters. You know, I got to tour all over the place, got to sell a lot of CDs, there were great venues, and also, you know, my demographic of people who were putting on shows are no longer putting on shows. They don't want to put shows on anymore. People in their 60s and stuff, folky people, acoustic presenters, they're getting older and they don't want to work as hard as they were working, and that's understandable. And I don't know if there's a new thing coming up with the next crop of people, but it's definitely gotten harder. Yeah.
But you, as you mentioned earlier, you're obsessed with songwritings, and obsessions take a long time to go away and to evaporate. So you'll continue, obviously, to write songs and continue.
I'm definitely having dark nights of the soul where I lie there all night thinking, okay, what am I going to do? You know, I think about becoming a Walmart greeter so I could scare people away. I don't know. Like, it's a really interesting time. I'll keep writing. I'll always write. Whether I keep playing the songs, I don't know. What's your relationship with your older catalog? Do you play those songs still, or? I do. Just put out a CD with my guitar player Keith Glass of stuff that we recorded 15 years ago and some stuff that we've recorded now. I still, you know, I have this dream of playing a 10-hour show where I do 10 songs a set for 10 hours. So that's 100 songs.
Yes.
And the longer you stay, the less you pay. Okay, I just want to do this thing because I never get to visit those songs. If I play a concert, I get to play maybe 20 songs. I have 900 songs, so I never get to visit them. They're there, but it's rare that I, you know, so once in a while I'll pull one from the older, you know, from long ago. And I think also, you know, you reach a point where you think your songs are better now than they were then, or something, it feels more fresh, or it's sometimes really good to pull out an old one and play it.
And even if but something that maybe relates to the state of mind that you're in now, or?
Yeah. Although I've changed. I mean, and you'll see in this next song, it's like this next song that I'm going to play is kind of about how I used to write all these songs about tragic romances and my broken heart, but thankfully I don't write those kind of songs anymore. Because if I did, I'd probably jump off a bridge. You know, like eventually you do have to grow up or change or accept something. So I wrote this song. It's kind of based on that idea.
Okay, how about we play the song now, and
Okay.
then we'll come back and
Awesome.
just say goodnight.
Okay. There was a time when all my gold was yours. You were everything I dreamed, everything that I lived for, and all of the stars we used to wish upon fallen to the ground, and they're gone. I used to waste my days pining away for you. I used to spend my nights crying 'cause we're through. I used to fill my heart with bitter tears and doubt. Now I got better things to cry about. I cry for this world that's bittersweet. All the broken hearts and lonely souls across the water and down the street. The terrible beauty and the beautiful mess. I cry for the rain and the pain and the tears and the tenderness. I won't waste my days pining away for you. I won't spend my nights crying 'cause we're through. I won't fill my heart with bitter tears and doubts, 'cause I got better things to cry about. I cry for the future, I cry for the past, I cry for the dreams that come and go, and the promises that don't last. I cry for the angels and for the sinners too. But I won't spend another minute crying over you. I won't waste my days pining away for you. I won't spend my nights crying 'cause we're through. I won't fill my heart with bitter tears and doubts, 'cause I got better things to cry about. Yeah, I got better things to cry about. Yeah, 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 I got better things to cry about.
It's Lynn Miles here on the St. Brigid Sessions, and Better Things to Cry About. And one of 900 songs.
Yes. Seems crazy, but it's
Are you
true.
getting close to 1,000? And will there be,
Well,
that could be a great trigger for your 10-hour,
It could.
10-song concert.
Or I could do 1,000 songs. It could take me like a month or something. It'd be awesome.
Well, it's been a great pleasure to have you here on the
Thank
sessions.
you.
Thank you, and a great joy to hear 5 of at least 900 songs that
Thank
you've
you. It's
written.
my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much for coming in. You've been listening to the St. Brigid Sessions recorded here at the St. Brigid Centre for the Arts, located in Ottawa's Lower Town. Our performer has been Lynn Miles, and I'm your host, Stephen Neal. I'd like to thank our production team of David Bignell, Robert Patterson, Jason LaRue, Patricia Trail, and Pierce O'Gibbon. St. Brigid Sessions are brought to you by Brigid's Well, a pub located in the basement of the center and accessible by the entrance on Cumberland Street. Brigid's Well opens at 4 p.m. Wednesday through Sunday. Thank you for listening.
More stars, more sun, more truth, more love, more kisses, more spring. I just want more of every